Hi guys, welcome to Pitching in Line. So IPL is up and running, and we already had a couple of very good matches, and we are really excited about the progress of the tournament. And we are just expecting some high pressure matches, very challenging matches ahead. So looking forward to the match. We have South Indian Derby tomorrow between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Royal Challengers Bangalore, that is between David Warner and Virat Kohli. So, how much are you excited, bro, about this match, the South Indian Derby?
Yeah, we are very much excited about SRH and RCB. And most importantly, IPL has started in a proper IPL fashion. It's only second match of the tournament, and we already had a super over. So that's a good start for starting. And firstly, I think I would like to talk about the conditions since two matches has happened.
Okay.
Now, what we are seeing is, I think the trend will continue where the team wins the toss will opt to field first. Uh, because of the due factor. And number two, what I have seen is teams are losing their wickets very early.
Hmm.
I think if you see all the four innings, right, except for Mumbai where they got off to a flyer, but all the team scores for in the power play has been a little bit low. I mean, they're losing at least two or three wickets in the power play. So that means batsmen are finding it difficult to get adjusted in the pitch initially. Number one. And number two would be the batsman. I mean, it's very important for the experienced batsman or the first set batsman to actually bat deep and score big. We have seen with Raidu and Duplessis doing for CSK. We have seen Mayank Agarwal, who played a beautiful innings but was kind of unlucky to not to finish on the winning note. But also Stoinis. Even Stoinis struggled in the starting, but he was patient. He got into it and then he started hitting. And number three is spinners. Spinners are doing well. They are kind of ruling the roost. And pacers, especially if there's a very fast bowler who's bowling above 140 clicks, is effective on this pitch. We have seen Norkia bowling well today, though he didn't get wickets, but Norkia did well. Rabada bowled well. Shami bowled well. I mean, they were effective. It's not like they just bowled well, but they were effective. You could see that. Even for Mumbai Indians, Trent Bolt and Pattinson also started off brilliantly. So I think that would be the trend right now. I think teams will be, would look forward to play their fast bowlers who are bowling at 140 plus. That would be the thing. And I would still feel toss will play an important factor in this conditions. Although honestly, if you ask me, Kings 11 kind of they won the toss, they choose to field, and they gave the match away. I mean, one ball, 2 runs to win. I mean, you would expect any team to finish it off, but it reminded me of India versus Bangladesh T20 World Cup 2016. Those were the memories. But I think toss will be an important factor going into the tournament. And talking about SRH versus RCB, it's a mouth-watering clash.
Yeah.
SRH, let's talk about SRH first. Sunrisers have been very, very consistent for the past 4 years. Now, that is one of the team along with CSK and Mumbai Indians who always persisted with the core players. Not just core players, they always have this 10, 12 players, where they're very, very persistent with it. Not many changes. Uh, but this year, I mean, they got few interesting buys. All the buys have been domestic. Virat Singh,
Hmm.
Abdul Samad,
Yeah.
Sanjay Yadav. All these are prolific domestic performers. They may not be as very popular to the other names, but they have performed very well in the domestic season for the last couple of years. And what do you think about Sunrisers squad?
I think they have a strong overseas core, which they always do. They're that core like Williamson, Warner, Basto, Nabi, Rashid Khan. They are the top international players for their respective teams. So having them in one squad is itself it's a big thing. And I think Sunrisers have really pulled off well, putting this squad together. And also, as you said, domestic purchases are also very interesting. I really like this guy called Abdul Samad, which you were talking about. Very, very,
Hmm.
prolific guy. He just hits sixes for fun. And and Virat Singh. Virat Singh is again another performer. And the most important guy, which I'm looking forward to in Sunrisers Hyderabad, Indian player is Manish Pandey. So he's finally getting his chances for Indian team. Recently he's doing well. The limited chances he got, he did well. So I think he will have a say in this tournament, in this season.
Yeah, I think the important players for Sunrisers will be David Warner, Rashid Khan, but their finish will depend upon how well the Indian players play,
Hmm. Correct.
especially that middle order.
Hmm.
And we have seen in this tournament where teams are losing wickets very early, the middle order has to come in and they have to play a very good matured knock. And they kind of right now have slightly inexperienced middle order. So that will be their soft spot under the belly. So this is where Manish Pandey has to play a big role. I mean, to be very honest, he had two disappointing seasons with Sunrisers. According to Manish Pandey's standards,
Correct.
he didn't really have such an impactful season last two seasons. And I think there's still the key player would be David Warner, who is also the captain right now. I think it's a good move, considering he actually led them to victory for a victory in 2016. Though I'm a huge fan of Kane Williamson's captaincy.
Hmm.
So my starting 11 for Sunrisers would be David Warner and Johnny Bairstow. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
They had a fantastic opening last year, and
Correct.
they brutally murdered all the bowling attacks for the 10 matches they were together.
I think the same opponent were in the receiving end.
Yeah, RCB, right? Yeah, each of them scored 100 each
Yeah.
in Hyderabad.
Hmm.
But mind you, the pitches are not like that right
Yeah.
now.
Correct. Correct.
So it's very difficult to see
Hmm.
200 scores, 200 plus scores. But if we see that, that would be very interesting to watch. And my number three would be a very odd uh, and an interesting option. I'll go with Vridhiman Saha
Okay. Okay.
because Saha's record in the power play overs is phenomenal. His strike rate is phenomenal
Correct.
in the power play overs, and I personally also feel that he would be more effective in power play rather than coming at number five or number six. So I think SRH would probably say, Saha, you're a well experienced campaigner. Go there, pierce the gaps, give
Hmm.
us a good start, go after the bowling. And my number four would be Manish Pandey. He will be the fulcrum of the middle order. And this year he has to take a lot of the weight. I would like to see him at number three, but him at number three would keep a lot of inexperience at four, five, and six.
Hmm.
So that's the reason I'm making Manish Pandey play at number four. And number five would be Abdul Samad. Uh, there's been a lot of hype about this kid. He looks lanky like Hardik Pandya.
Hmm.
So on these pitches, on this level of cricket, let's see whether he will be up for it or not. And my number six would be Mohammad Nabi. Mohammad Nabi would be my number six. And there's Vijay Shankar too. I forgot about Vijay Shankar. Vijay Shankar, I would keep him at number five. Number six would be Abdul Samad, and number seven would be Mohammad Nabi. Again, Vijay Shankar will be a vital cog. He's an experienced
Correct.
campaigner. I mean, even he had a very disappointing 2019, just not in the IPL, even in the World Cup as well. So this year, he has to, he has to show some spine. He has to do that because he definitely has the game, and I think these conditions will suit him too. So Mohammad Nabi would be my number seven, and my bowling would be Rashid Khan, Bhuvi. I would start with Siddharth Kaul. He has a pretty decent record as a death bowler. I would go with Khalil Ahmed just to give that left arm seamer. And about RCB, let's talk about RCB. What's your opinion on the squad of the new signings?
Yeah. First of all, RCB is always a squad which disappoints its fan. They promise a lot.
Mm.
They make good purchases every year, but somehow they just don't come together as a team. That's the reason why they didn't have a fruitful season for past few years. But I guess I genuinely feel that this year they have a better looking squad now, and with imports like Aaron Finch, I think it will be very interesting. 11 for Royal Challengers Bangalore. They Aaron Finch, if he clicks, right, it will it will really ease pressure of Kohli and AB de Villiers. So that's what I feel. And another one, like I'm mind you one more guy, Isuru Udana, Sri Lankan
Hmm.
all rounder. That
Yes.
guy, yeah, he is a very good all rounder, very handy, very good death bowler. He can tonk a few sixes also if required. So
Yeah.
that's what.
I think that in UAE conditions, I think he'll be very effective. And
Hmm.
I would like to ask about this one player. Okay, there's this one player, where there has been a lot of hype. He had a very good domestic season.
Hmm.
Devdutt Padikkal. What do you think about Padikkal?
Yeah,
Would you open him?
personally, I will like to open, but I don't know what plans do the management of RCB have. I think it will be effectively a toss-up between him and Parthiv Patel. But personally, if you ask me a personal suggestion, I will go for Devdutt Padikkal just for that freshness in the team. And that doesn't mean that Parthiv Patel has not performed. He has definitely performed. But I will just go for
Hmm.
some, raw, some, fresh legs. That's the reason why I'm
No doubt.
preferring Devdutt Padikkal. So as far as my 11 is concerned, I'll open with Aaron Finch and Devdutt Padikkal. Number 3, I'll play Virat Kohli. Number 4, De Villiers. And
Hmm.
number 5, Gurkirat Singh. And number 6,
Okay.
I'll have Isuru Udana. And
Number, okay.
and
Hmm.
number 7, I have Pawan Negi. And number 8, I have Navdeep Saini. And
No, what about Shivam Dubey or Chris Morris? I mean, RCB went for 10 crores for Chris Morris.
yes, Chris Morris is also an all-rounder, but I think consistent wise, if I compare Chris Morris and Isuru Udana, I think Isuru Udana will be a better guy to start up with. Chris Morris has won matches
Okay.
for his respective franchises. No offense, but
Hmm.
I think sometimes he is a bit shade inconsistent. So that's the reason why I'm not
Okay.
going with him. But that's why, and Isuru Udana is an exciting buy also. I think he deserves a go initially. So I
Okay.
talked
So he's your number 6.
yes, and numbers
Ishwardana is your number 6. Okay.
yeah. Then I have
Number
Pawan
7,
number 7 Pawan Negi.
left arm spinner. Yes.
Yeah, number 8 I will have Navdeep Saini, and
Okay.
number 9 I will have Umesh Yadav.
Hmm.
Number 10 I will have. mm, it's kind of very exciting because a lot of seam bowlers are there.
Hmm.
Okay. So I'll go with Chahal. Chahal, even though conditions are favoring the seam bowlers, but I think one leg spinner is important for the 11.
Yeah, I think Chahal, he is a vital cog for RCB. He has
Yeah.
to play.
So I talked about 11 players, right? 10 players.
Yes. You need
So
one more player.
yeah, I'll have Washington Sundar as a floater in between.
Hmm. I mean, this RCB squad is very balanced. I think this is the most balanced squad I've seen from 2016. You know, they have a lot of variety in their. But experience, we have seen experience will be really will really count in these conditions. And they have Umesh Yadav, and you have Moin Ali also. I think Moin Ali in these conditions would be pretty valuable, which is batting and bowling as well. And Adam Zampa, I think that was a very very good buy. Once Kane Richardson
Uh,
pulled out of the tournament, I think
Correct.
at later stages of the tournament, if we see teams playing two spinners, right, two frontline spinners, I wouldn't be surprised at the later stage. And there's this one more player called Josh Philippe. AB de
Absolutely.
Villiers recently gave a statement that seeing him, he reminded of himself when he was young.
Yeah.
So that's a huge statement.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
So
Yeah,
I personally didn't see Josh.
yeah, he plays for this, Sydney Sixers in Big Bash. So I, got the opportunity to see his couple of innings. That guy is effortless. He just effortlessly hits sixes, right? And I don't know if it is fair enough to compare him with EB de Villiers, even if he told. But I think he is definitely an exciting prospect, and I think RCB can invest on him for some time.
Anyway, both the teams have pretty good squads. I mean, if you talk about SRH, I think they're a core of Indian fast bowlers, right? I feel they can change a lot of variations, and with Bhuvi leading that attack, and if Bhuvneshwar is in very good form, then they'll do well. And I would like to actually see T Natarajan get a game.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's pretty talented. He has been with SRH for quite some time, but didn't even play a single match. And a couple of other young players whom I would really like to keep an eye for is Priyam Garg, our under 19 captain.
Mhm.
Even there are a lot of experts saying he's super talented and everything. And yes, he has proved himself in under 19 level, but showing that in IPL level will be quite different. And Abhishek Sharma too. He's also a left-hand spinner and a left-hand batsman. So it will be interesting. But Sunrisers have to, they have this huge headache of middle order. They faced the same issues last year, and they have the same problem this year. But we have seen so far in the two matches that middle order is very important. It's very, very important to have a solid middle order. If and it is pretty simple. The equation is pretty simple for SRH. If David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, if one of them is failing, or if the Indian middle order is not doing well, then they'll bring in Kane Williamson to boost up that middle order. So any wild guesses? Okay, let's
Uh,
not guess anything. We'll ask our viewers to
yeah,
guess
true.
because we are doing everything. And guys, give us your
Opinions,
opinion. Give
predictions.
your pitch on which team gonna win.
Yep.
There are two good teams with very champion players. You have ABD and Virat Kohli on one side, and you have David Warner and Kane Williamson, modern greats of this decade. So tell us your opinion, and we'll see you tomorrow after the match finishes. Bye, guys.
Bye.